Okay, today we're going to be doing a couple of things. First of all, we're going to be checking out our client and server setup, and we're going to be using Windows 7 to communicate with our network, our server, and we're going to use our user profiles that we've created and go into our shared folder and check our permissions. So the first thing that I've already done here is started pfSense, and I've started Windows 7 as well as Server 08. The first place we need to check out is Windows 7, and we want to go into the network. So we're going to open the network sharing, and we will double click on this network icon. And now we have these two different options. The first is this PC that I'm actually on. The second one is our network. So I'm going to double click on the network. And now we're being prompted for a network password. Now our first user was John, and John had only the read privileges and not the write privileges. So we're going to check his permissions now. We're going to log in as John. Okay, so now that we've logged in as John, we're going to open our shared folder. And I've already created as an administrator a test document that we can see the different permissions that we have for our users and what they are capable of doing. So as John, I'm going to go ahead and open the test document. Okay, so this is the test document. Now John is going to attempt to make some changes to this document. For instance, he just wants to say hi. And then he's going to try to save it. And we want to just overwrite what's there. And we'll say yes, we want to replace this. We want to try to write over this. And we get the message, the notification, the alert that access is denied. Therefore, John cannot write in this file that's in the shared folder and make a change to it and save it. So what we're going to do next is go ahead and close this out, and we're going to log in as Mary, because Mary is going to be able to make changes to the test document as well as create a new document inside the shared folder. Okay, so I've logged out as John, and once again we're going to do the same procedure to get back into our network, and double click on our network. And this time our username will be Mary. And I've got Mary's password in here, and now we're going to log on as Mary. Okay, now we want to go into the shared folder, and we're going to go into our test document. Okay, back to the test document, and Mary also wants to say hi. Okay. Now Mary is going to save this file. So Mary's able to save the file, and if we want to open it back up and make sure the changes were saved, we'll do that. And there is her addition to this document. So we can go ahead and close this. And now if we want to, we as Mary can create a new document inside this folder. So we'll go down to New and just create a new text document. And as you could see from the earlier demonstration with John, he was not able to make any changes or create a new document. But with Mary, she was able to go ahead and make a change to an existing document, as well as create a new text document. So this shows that our permissions have been distributed correctly across our users in terms of logging in to the server through Windows 7. Okay, so one other thing that we can actually do before we finish this part up is go into Server 08. And in Server 08 we can go ahead and log on as our administrator. And if we wanted to check and make sure these changes were also made in the server, we can do that by looking at the file. And we want to go into our local disk. And here's our shared folder. And inside the shared folder we have our test document and our new text document that we just created. So that shows on both sides of the client and server that we were able to do these operations successfully and that we have the correct permissions assigned to the correct users. And that is everything that we need to cover here in part 1 with Server 08. We'll be back with something else that we're going to do with the Ubuntu server through Windows 7 as well.